I've been wanting to make a video. I haven't made a video probably in like 2 weeks, around 2 weeks. Things are better, actually, much better. To the degree of like almost too good. To the point where I'm skeptical. That's how good things actually kind of are. The only thing that is not good, because certain things are great, like the job that I was supposed to get, which was going to be a warehouse job. It's going to be my first actual warehouse position. I was basically settling for this position just to have a job. Since I had a bad experience with my first IT job, it was like a tech support job, it sucked. But I got an opportunity here because my friend works here and his older brother's also like has a pretty big position. So yeah, like I got this job and I was going to work first an IT position, like a technician position, and that didn't work out. They apologized and they're like, all right, well, can you work in the warehouse? Eventually we will work you up. No guarantees on a time frame, but put in the work and we will move you up. I said, no problem. So a week later, I get a call saying that I have now this IT position, which is higher than the first position I applied for. It's not a warehouse position. It's like a help desk position on steroids. Basically, like, imagine like help desk, but more so on the Apple side of things, because they transitioned into Apple, as opposed to using like Windows and Linux. It's like mostly Apple with Linux for like, of course, like engineers who use that. And on top of that, it's also like a lot of cybersecurity stuff. But yeah, it's super freaking exciting. Like, I'm very excited about that. I came in actually, and I shadowed the IT team, what they do on a daily basis. And I was there literally till like, it's like 6 o'clock, like 5:45. I was there for a while. I helped like take apart some boxes, take apart some, new Macs that came, put them in the inventory, and just kind of like manage stuff a little bit, like with the team, which was super cool. I mean, I honestly could not complain. Free food, free Starbucks, like twice in one day. Actually, technically 3 times in one day. Crazy, crazy. Amazing company. It's a startup, but they're awesome. Super cool company. I got very lucky. Background check is complete. I'm just waiting for the offer letter. They said I'm going to have the offer letter hopefully early next week. Things are looking very, very good. Things are a lot better. And I'm not here to brag about like where I am, because I'm skeptical, man. I'm skeptical. I'm always skeptical a little bit. I take everything with a grain of salt, because I used to like wholeheartedly believe in what someone was telling me and put a lot of belief in what they were saying and a lot of weight. And a lot of the times things just didn't happen. They never panned out the way I thought they would and the way I wanted it to. My expectations are literally like here, like it's like below. I had a great experience there, but I'm still keeping my expectations very low and understanding that I have to work a lot. Like the workload I know is going to be up till here, and the expectations I got to keep it here. Because even with like the free Starbucks, free all this and free all that, it comes with actually needing to work hard. So I'm mentally prepared for that, and I'm excited. It's a cool role. It's not very physically demanding. The original role I applied for was very, very physically demanding. Like to the point we wouldn't probably need to do it like 24/7, but there are days where you gotta lift these like 300-pound computers, like for servers and like data centers. It's crazy how dense and heavy they are. Like they're like 300 to 350 pounds. They are so damn heavy. And I was shocked at how heavy they were. Like I literally lifted and it didn't budge. And I was like, dude, I'm like 6'4" and I'm like 275 pounds. This is crazy. And I'm pretty strong. The one thing that has been questionable is I have been smoking the ZA. I'm using ZA, which is just like THC. I took a tea break for 2 months. Got very healthy. Lost a lot of weight. Like I felt lighter. Like I felt physically lighter. And I had I actually had a lot more energy, but I wasn't sleeping as well. And my anxiety was definitely pretty high. Like, pretty high. Anxiety is pretty high. I really feel like The THC regulated my anxiety quite a bit. I don't think I have like chronic depression, but I definitely feel like I have some sort of anxiety. Maybe anxiety disorder that I never knew about. I'm pretty young, so I definitely will see a psychiatrist or my general practitioner. But yeah, I think I've been dealing with it for a while, and just really like held me back, and I never knew. You know, a lot of my childhood experiences, childhood growing up, I think I've dealt with it for a long time. I just go with the flow and I move forward, which is something I will commend myself for. It's something that, you know, I really, really try. Like, I always put an effort to a certain degree. Like, I will never just fail. Like, for example, in school, like, I didn't care about a class or a couple courses because they just didn't interest me. So I just would get to the point where I literally don't get a C and I just get a B, because I know with my mental capacity that I can control that. If I wanted to get an A, I could get an A. For me, there's no point. Besides, like, I never realized how important having a good GPA was. Like, I'd never realized that until I graduated high school. And even then, like, I didn't care enough, which I really think college wasn't for me. Like, I don't think the university academic environment was for me, but it did teach me a lot. It did teach me how to get through stressful times, study for exams last minute. I did pass a lot of my high level biology courses. It just wasn't for me. Like, I think I could have done a lot better if I really put in my all, but the academic environment for me is just not for me. Like, I feel like I'm a creator at heart, and I like to build things. I like to create things, and I like to build things. And that for me is really, really important. If I don't do that and I can't be creative and have my creative outlet, and I can't independently ever think, I don't know. I just can't work extremely structured, controlled environments. I just don't work very well in those. I like having some sort of personality and being myself. That to me, like, if I can bring my own personality and myself into the mix and I can provide someone a great experience, that's awesome. But if I have to be like super, like, extremely filtered, like too filtered, then it's just not going to work. But I do get being filtered and diplomatic is important, because I don't know, this is all topics we can discuss in separate videos. I'm just like going off on a tangent right now. I do that a lot because there's a lot of things I want to speak about. It's just really hard for me sometimes to clearly stick to a topic unless I force myself to. Right now I'm enjoying a conversation with you guys and with talking to a camera. A lot of people don't realize that speaking to a camera is very weird. It's a very weird thing that most people can't do because they're too self-conscious. I'm self-conscious too. Like, I literally did my bed. My bed was a mess, and like my hair is, like, you guys saw it before. It's crazy. But I'm not gonna let that hold me back and not make a video if I don't want to.